Good morning. This is Sam coming to you from Melbourne, Florida. Welcome to the YogaShape method. If you're there, say hello. We're starting a little bit later today due to neighbors mowing their lawn and weed eating and
welcome to the YogaShape method.
Chainsaws, what have you. It was crazy. So today's class, it's just going to be back care for yoga. It's a YogaShape method class focused on specific exercises for people who have low back pain. So low back pain is just debilitating, one of the worst things you can have. I know because that's how I discovered yoga. I had excruciating back pain from all of these different activities I had been doing and didn't know what it was from, and nothing was working from chiropractic to massage. So I got this DVD on back care and it just healed my back, and then I got certified in yoga many years ago. So today's class is only about 30 minutes. All you need is a mat and a bottle of water if you have it, and we're just going to get started. So all of the exercises today, we'll do a little warm-up, but it's going to be very gentle for beginners and to really help focus on your just helping to eliminate that low back pain, or at least improve that. So let's get started. We're going to start in the center of our mat. So let's just start in the center of our mat and have your feet about shoulder width apart. And just take your two fingers here and put them right on the top of your hip bones. I feel that, and then imagine you have lasers here and shoot those right down to your big toes. So readjust accordingly if it doesn't shoot down, and then just drop your arms, and we're going to focus on our breath the entire class. So inhale through your nose and exhale through your nose. We're going to do that the entire time, so let's keep starting that, inhaling as we also pick up our shoulders and roll them back, and exhale. Inhaling and exhaling through your nose, just clearing your mind and focusing on your breath, and then let's go the other way. And then we're just going to drop our head down and roll our neck to one side. And then to the other side. And let's do that again. And then let's come back up to the center and inhale our arms all the way up to the sky, reaching up as high as we can. And then let's come back down and inhale your arms back up. And exhale down, inhale back up. Let's drop one arm down, place that hand on your hip and reach up and out of your rib cage, standing lateral flexion, just feeling that stretch all in here. And then let's inhale our arm all the way up to the sky. And exhale the other arm down and lift up and out of your rib cage, reaching straight up to the sky. And then let's inhale all the way up. And we're just going to swan dive, hinging at our hips, arms out to the side, just swan diving slowly down to the floor with our knees bent. So we're going to have our knees bent. And then let's reverse swan dive, arms out to the side, inhaling back up. Let's do that a few more times. So bend your knees here because we're protecting that low back, and drop down and inhale back up. One more time. And inhale back up. Let's do that again. This time we're swan diving down. Bend those knees, drop all the way down. Place your hands on the floor. If you have blocks, you can use them too. If you don't, it's okay. But if you have yoga blocks or a pillow or books, you can place them here. Now let's keep our knees still slightly bent. And we're just going to weepy willow side to side very gently. Just weepy willow side to side. Then let's come back to that center. Keep those knees slightly bent, and just based on how your back feels, you can try to extend your legs. Try to straighten your hips and glutes here if you can. And if you do have low back pain, you probably will not be able to do that all the way. So just do what you can and drop your head here and just breathe. And then let's reach behind and clasp our hands and extend our arms up to the sky. Breathing into this. Drop that head. Your head and neck is relaxed. And then let's release those arms back down to the floor or to your block. Let's bend one leg, straighten the other if you can, and raise one arm up to the sky. And then let's reach down and lift the other arm up to the sky. And then let's just flow with that. Side twists, opening up. One movement with each breath. Let's just do a couple more of these. And let's come back down to that center and let's just slowly roll up. Knees slightly bent, dancers roll up, rolling up, nice and slow, and then roll those shoulders back, squeeze your shoulder blades, squeeze that back, and then inhale all the way up as we straighten up. And then let's swan dive all the way down, forward again, dropping all the way down to that standing forward fold. I'm gonna place my blocks to the front. Let's just get down on our mat and get into a tabletop. So you're gonna be on all fours here, and our elbows are right over our shoulders, right over our elbows, right over our wrists. Spread your fingers out, and I want you to focus on pulling your abdominals up, pull your navel up, and just drop your head down, and we're gonna arch here. This is a great exercise for low back pain. You can do this every day when you get out of bed in the morning and before you go to bed. And then let's just release. We're doing cat-cow and just slowly arch here. So drop your belly button towards the floor. Look up slightly, but don't hyperextend your neck. So today this is back care for yoga. Yoga for beginners. This is just a shorter class. And then let's pick this pace up a little bit. So we're just going to inhale and arch up. And then exhale down and out. Remember, we're inhaling and exhaling through our nose. Keep breathing. It appears that my music has stopped. Just inhale and exhale through your nose. Do a couple more of this. And then come right back into that neutral back again. Let's go right into extended child's pose, bringing your bottom down to your heels and stretch out your hands. Just stretching out here if you can. And then we're just gonna stretch to one side. So walk your arms to one side and sit to the other just to get a really deeper stretch all in here. And then let's come back to the center and walk our arms to the other side and just get a really nice side stretch. If you work on your computer all day, which so many of us do, it's actually it's more dangerous than smoking or drinking. It's like one of the worst possible things we can do for our bodies is sitting on our butts all day, and that's what causes so much back pain for a lot of people. Let's do a few more of those cat-cows. And then we're going to do a few spinal extensions. And then we're going to turn around and get on our mat. This should feel good. Like I said, doing a lot of these is really great for your spine and low back. And then let's come back to our neutral back. And we're just going to extend one leg out, up and out, and then square your hips. So don't have your hips up here. Just extend that out if you can. And then let's release down and let's switch sides, extending the other leg up. So you can just alternate one leg and the other. Our arms are spread out, fingers pressed out on the mat. If you want, you can add in an opposite arm to leg, but just square that hip. Imagine your arm and leg moving together. Good morning, Kelly and Julia. This is back care for yoga, so we're slowing it down, and it's only about 25 minutes, 30 minutes today. And then let's release down, and we're going to turn around and come into a sit position on our mats. So just come in a sit position here. We're going to extend one leg out, bend the other one in, and then just roll down really slow. This helps protect your back. So you should roll down this way, or if that's uncomfortable, just get down another way. Pull those legs right into your chest. Give yourself a little hug, and let's inhale and drop our neck to the left. And exhale and roll it to the other side. Let's do that again. And then just place your hands on your kneecaps and just make little circles here. Let's do 5 circles to one side. We're massaging our low back and sacrum into the mat. This should feel good. And let's go the other way. Let's do 5 circles. Breathing into this. You might do really, really mini micro circles or a little bit bigger. This is really good for that low back. And then let's come back in and release those legs and arms out to the side. Your knees are bent. And let's just windshield wiper our legs side to side. So this is good for low back and just warming up hips and glutes. And then we're just going to roll to one side with these legs and look the other way, a nice gentle twist. And then come to the center and switch sides, rolling the other way, looking the opposite way in this gentle twist. Should feel good. And then let's come back to the center. We're going to have our hands down flat. And we're going to inhale our arms up over our head. And as we inhale, I want you to press your low back, your tailbone into the mat and arch up here. So there's a space here and we're arching up and looking back. We're just stretching that spine and low back out. And then on the exhale, now we're going to bring our arms down and we're going to press our low back, everything into the mat, every vertebrae into the mat, and squeeze up on your pelvis, squeeze this up here. So let's do a few of those. Let's flow with that. So we're inhaling and stretching. And we're going to exhale down and squeeze that pelvis. Inhale up and out. Arch your back. And then exhale back down, pressing your low back into the mat. This is also a great exercise you can even do in bed. You don't even have to add your arms. Again, today's class is just focused really on back, our low back, and stretches for that. It's going to go into the Back Care Series. Okay, so let's just hold here and then bring your feet in a little bit closer so you can touch your heels and make sure your knees stay pointed towards that front wall. I don't want them going out to the side. And then one vertebrae at a time, I want you to lift up if you can. So we're lifting up as high as we can. You can use your arms for support. And press up under here and just hold. And then we're going to slowly lower back down one vertebrae at a time onto the mat. And then we're going to just arch and lift back up over. Exhale down and squeeze and then lift everything up and hold here. Again, if you want, you can do an extra little hold for your bottom here. And then we're going to slowly lower down one vertebrae at a time, and then once we're there, let's inhale back up over our head and arch. And exhale back down and press everything into the mat. Squeeze that pelvis, lift everything up and hold. If you can, do what you can, and then slowly, we're going to do it one more time. Lower down, roll down. Inhale up and over and arch. Exhale back down, squeeze that pelvis and lift up. Okay, we're going to just hold here, and we're just going to do a very small range of motion. So just pulse, 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 pulse. Now we're going to increase the range of motion, so lower down and lift and squeeze straight up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then bring your knees in a little closer and then bring your knees up and out. So knees in a little bit closer, squeeze up and lift, and up and out. Just breathing into this. And then let's just hold there at the top, knees pointing forward, and little pulses, pulse, 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 pulse. Just breathing into this, and then slowly lower down. Beautiful. Let's bring those legs back in towards our chest. And let's do 5 little massages, again, little circles to this one side, and then go the other way. And then let's come back to the center. Let's inhale our arms up over our head. Exhale, one arm down, and then you're just gonna move your hips and just roll to a fetal position and use your hands to come all the way back up. So let's come all the way up and get back into a tabletop position. Breathing into this. So I'm just checking our time. So we are going to just lift up into our first down dog. So let's lift all the way back up and just walk out your calves. And then let's press back into that down dog if you can. If you need to keep your knees bent, that's okay. You might just be here. Do what you can. Let's just breathe here. And then from here, let's drop down and go into a modified plank. So we're hinging forward. Just holding here, pulling those abdominals in, feet are flat behind. And then we're just gonna lower ourselves. Let's get all the way down onto the floor. So we're just focusing on getting our hands in really tight to our chest. And our feet are flat behind. Okay, so feet are engaged and pressed into the mat. Let's roll those shoulders back and squeeze those shoulder blades up. Here, hands are really tight and they're on the floor, but they're squeezed in. I don't want your elbows out here. Squeeze them in and then lower down again. Rest for just a brief second, and then let's squeeze those shoulders back and roll up and lift up. Your feet are pressed into the floor and you're just squeezing shoulder blades together. So we're working our core. Core is your front and your back. So often we stop building strength here or in our abs. So this whole circle is our core. So let's do that one more time. Roll those shoulders back, lift up and squeeze. And then let's roll down just for a moment. This time, we're going to press our hands into the mat. We're going to lift up to where you can. You might just be here, or if you can come up further or even farther, squeeze your glutes, keep everything tight, and just go to where you can, breathing into this. And then let's slowly lower down and rest to one side, arms out to the side. We're going to do that again. So come back in together. Place your hands here, and we're going to roll up, lifting back, going to where you can. And let's slowly lower back down and rest to the other side. We'll just move our hips side to side, and let's get ready and do that one more time. So let's come back here, arms in tight, squeeze and roll those shoulder blades back, and come up to where you can. Keep breathing, inhaling and exhaling through your nose. And then let's slowly lower down and rest. Let those hips side to side, just kind of side to side. And then let's slowly come back up. Place your hands on the mat. Let's come up onto all fours. Go right into extended child's pose. This should feel good. Let's just widen our stance here. So bring your knees out a little bit more. And just stretch out. Now you may need a pillow under your bottom here, or a blanket, or a block. Let's just stretch here. And then let's come up. So we're just going to go into one series here. We're going to go into down dogs. Let's scrunch up our toes and lift up and press back. So we're going into downward facing dog. And let's step all the way forward with one foot and pivot and flatten our back foot. And let's slowly rise up and rotate our shoulders out and around. Try to have your hips forward, and then let's bring those arms up to the sky. Lunge a little bit deeper and arch back. Let's do 5 deep breaths here. And then let's open up our arms going into warrior 2. Let's lunge a little deeper and pull back a little bit, breathing into this. And then just go into reverse warrior. Beautiful. And then from here, let's just windmill those arms, straighten your legs. We're going to get ready to go into triangle. So shorten your stance a little bit I want both legs straight, and let's inhale our arms up to the sky. And then from here, we're gonna hinge forward with our front arms, our upper body. We're reaching forward like we were grabbing something. And then we're gonna tick-tock down. So you can drop your arm to your leg or to the floor. If you have a block, that's great. Let's use it. Place your hand on the block and use your hand. Just press the palm of that hand into the block. And let's imagine we have a big clock here. So we have a big clock and our arm is at the top. Let's wind up our clock. 1, 2, beautiful, 3. And then let's go the other way. Winding up our clock. And then let's open up, breathing into the stacking both shoulders on top of each other. Inhaling and exhaling through your nose. And then let's drop that arm down. In a moment, we're gonna go into reverse triangle. So bring it down, place your hand on the block and go into reverse triangle. And then let's slowly come back down. And we're gonna release out of this. So place your block to the side and let's step back, going into that downward facing dog. 5 deep breaths, and we'll do the same series on the other side. Let's step all the way forward with one foot and pivot and flatten our back foot. And let's slowly rise up, rotating our shoulders out and around. Inhale your arms up to the sky. Lunge into this and arch back a little bit. Breathing into it. And then let's go into warrior 2. Lunge a little deeper, pull back a little bit. Breathe into this. And then from here, let's go into reverse warrior. And then we're going to come back. Let's widen. Let's just get ready for a triangle. So shorten that stance. Both legs are straight. Inhale your arms up. And let's just hinge forward, reaching forward. We're reaching forward. You might just stay here. That's okay. And then if you can, you're going to tick-tock down to here. Or if you have that block, use it, or books, and reach up to the sky. And then let's imagine we have that clock. Let's wind up our clock. Wind it up and then go the other way. Breathing into this. And then open up, breathing into this. So stack those shoulders on top of each other. You can look down to the side or straight up. And then let's slowly get ready for a reverse triangle. So bring that hand down and raise your arm up to the sky. If you don't have blocks, I highly recommend you invest in getting some. They're inexpensive and they're really great. People think, oh, blocks show that I'm a beginner. That's not true. Blocks are just so, they help you go into the poses deeper, and it takes a lot of pressure off of your hands and wrists. Let's go back into down dog and just breathe here. And then let's slowly drop down to our knees. And we're gonna go right back into extended child's pose just for a minute. And then let's slowly lift back up. So place your hands on the mat. Let's scrunch up those toes, lift back up into that down dog. And then let's step all the way forward with one foot, pivot in the back foot. Rise up, rotate your shoulders out and around. Inhale back up to that warrior 1. Lunge a little bit deeper, arch back a little bit. Breathing into this. And then open back up into warrior 2. Or yes, warrior 2. Lunge a little deeper, pull back, keep those arms up. Breathing into this. And then let's go into reverse warrior. So we have a lot of the poses are the same in every class. We mix them up a little bit or we vary the sequence. And then let's slowly come back. We're just gonna go into side angle pose and then we're gonna wrap up and do a cool down. So just lunge into this leg here. Now you might just stay here, that's okay. Or if you want, put your hand on your hip and then bring it up to your shoulder and then right over your ear, and right out over your head, and lunge into this a little bit deeper, opening up into a beautiful side angle, and really feeling that all in here, all this area, everything opening up and stretching. Reach a little bit further, keep breathing, and then great, let's slowly come back down. Keep your knees bent, just walk around to the other side. So our front leg is bent, back leg is straight, line up your heels, line them up, and then let's slowly rise up, rotate our shoulders out and around, inhale up, lunge into this arch back a little bit, breathing into it. And then let's slowly open up into warrior two, lunge a little bit deeper, pull back a little bit, breathing into this. And then let's go into reverse warrior. And then let's get ready coming into that side angle. So you're just sitting into this, into your thigh. Again, you might just be here. And if you want to take it up to the next level, come to your shoulder and then right to your ear. And then right out, walk it out. And then lunge into this, opening up, breathing into this. And then slowly release out of this, walking your feet in, coming in a little bit closer. Let's inhale all the way up to the sky. Reaching up, and let's swan dive forward, hinging back down to a standing forward fold. Let's just reach behind, drop your head, and just, your knees are bent, but if you want, you can straighten them up a little bit to where you can. And then let's release down, placing your hands on the mat. Let's step back with one foot, and then the other foot going into downward facing dog. And then let's drop down to our knees and turn around and come into a sit position on our mats. So let's just come here together. You've made it through YogaShape for Back Care, a short mini class focused specifically on back exercises that'll help you with low back pain. I truly believe yoga is the fountain of youth, and that people who have back pain should absolutely be doing yoga. It's really just stretching and breathing. Let's inhale up. Let's exhale down. Let's do that a couple more times. Inhale up. Exhale down. And inhale up. Exhale down. Place your hands on the mat, and let's just do, you're just inhaling this arm up and over. You might just be here. If you can, drop down to the mat and reach over. And then let's slowly come back to the other side. Inhale up. You might just go here, or if you can, drop down. Inhaling and exhaling through your nose. Let's come back up to the center. Hands on your knees. A trunk roll to one side. Another one. What the heck, one more. I love trunk rolls. If you start joining my classes, I usually end with them, and also I end with them, especially virtually, because it's easy on the camera. It's easy to capture everything. And then let's come back to the center. Inhale all the way up. Let's just clasp our hands, bring your hand behind and just gently pull back one elbow. And then release, do the other side. And then release. Let's place our hands on our knees, or one hand behind, the other hand on this other knee, and then just twist gently and look back and up. Just think, if you're on your computer all day, this is something you can do. Try to get up a few times during the day. Don't sit for hours and hours at a time. Get up and do some of these stretches, the cat-cow, all of these things. Let's inhale back up. A lot of these that we did today are just wonderful exercises for eliminating low back pain, or just helping to ease it, helping to stretch your body out. So let's do 3 deep breaths together. Noticing how you feel now versus when you first started the class. Namaste. So thank you for joining me for our Back Care Series class. This is going to be uploaded to YouTube, where we have a series there that I've been putting together to help with back care. And if you want to find out more, go to YogaShapeMethod.com or YogaFunday.com to find out about upcoming festivals and retreats and live classes and things that you can do with me. If you enjoyed the class, share it with your friends. We want to bring yoga to all and help people just get rid of low back pain, or at least live in a little bit more comfort. So from my house with love to yours, I am signing off. Hugs and kisses, and I'll see you all beautiful souls on the next